What's up, Creighton fans? It's Jon Nyatawa with the World-Herald, here to break down the latest Jays basketball news. Today, it's all about John Christofilis, 6'4" shooting guard from Seattle, Washington. He announced on Friday that he has committed to Creighton to play basketball next season. He's the second known member of the 2021 recruiting class. He's joining Ryan Nembhard, a point guard from he plays in Florida at high school ball, but he's originally from Toronto, Canada, a really talented point guard. So that's two members of Creighton's 21 recruiting class that are now set. And again, with John Christofilis, obviously, it the fit speaks for itself. Honestly, when you watch the film or the highlight tape of this kid, it jumps off the page why Creighton had interest and why he had interest in Creighton. He's a shooter, an elite shooter. There's fadeaways and step backs and pull up jumpers. He's spotting up in transition. He seems to move pretty well off the ball and find openings to get that jump shot off, and it goes in a lot, and it looks good. It looks good off the fingertips too. So makes a lot of sense that obviously Creighton reached out, and I guess it all kind of happened relatively quickly within the last month. But when you watch those highlights, it makes a lot of sense that he's joining a Creighton program that obviously likes to space the floor with its shooters, and has had a lot of good ones over the years. What's interesting about him and what I'm intrigued about is kind of the developmental piece. And this is one thing that he talked about that was one of the selling points for him joining Creighton, kind of coming together with a group of players that work really hard and that see sort of a potential or they have a vision for what they can become, and they hope that Creighton can help them get there. And I think that's something to note with him, because Christofilis had a lot of hype surrounded him when he first sort of entered the recruiting scene. He was a top 50 recruit in 2019, but he suffered a turf toe injury, had surgery, and had to sort of bounce back recovery. He didn't get a summer. Nobody got a summer this last summer to kind of showcase his skills on the AAU circuit. So maybe he's a little bit under the radar. Maybe he's kind of a diamond in the rough type guy. That's the question, and we'll see sort of what he's able to do from a developmental standpoint. One of the things he said when I chatted with him on Friday was like he's spent a lot of time this summer in drill work, working on ball handling, just sort of making plays with the ball in his hands, finishing at the rim, different finishes that he's worked on, kind of making decisions in a two-man game, a pick and roll type game. So where his game goes from here, I think that's really a notable sort of storyline to watch once he gets on campus with Creighton. So the natural question, obviously, when a player commits is what's next. I know Creighton fans are wondering that. Creighton, as I said, has two commitments for the 2021 class, but it still has two open scholarship spots. So where do the Jays go from here? Just from based on who they've contacted, who they've offered, who they're targeting, it seems like Creighton's looking for some additions on the wing, and maybe two different types of molds of players. I think the Jays would like a dynamic scorer, somebody who maybe is electric, who you can kind of give the ball to, a go-to guy, so to speak. I think Hunter Salas obviously fits that mold. The Omaha Phenom included Creighton in his final 12, and obviously he's been at the top of Creighton's board for a long time. I think Ty Washington, a prospect out of Arizona, is another name to watch, and maybe Blake Wesley even too. He's from Indiana, and he has all the Indiana schools. They're all aware of him, and they're all going after him, but he included Creighton in his top 12 as well. So there's that type of player, and I think also Creighton may be looking for a guy who a little bit more size, a little bit more height, maybe could slide over and do that sort of stretch forward type, play that stretch forward type of role. I think of Tucker DeVries, who's obviously been on Creighton's radar for a long time, son of former Creighton assistant Darren DeVries, who's now the coach at Drake. Tucker DeVries is a name to watch. Mason Miller, who's considered Creighton for a while, along with Indiana and Ohio State, and maybe Nate Santos, another name who's been on Creighton's board for a long time. So I think there's obviously still the opportunity for Creighton to add to this recruiting class. It's a big one. It's an important one because when you look at Creighton's roster, there's a lot of seniors, a lot of important key contributors who are seniors: Mitch Valley, Denzel Mahoney, Damian Jefferson. There's obviously going to be some replacements, some reinforcements needed going forward. So that makes this class important. But again, John Christofilis, he has made his commitment. He's joining Creighton in 2021-22. He can sign a letter of intent starting in November, and obviously he'll look to complete his high school career at O'Day High School in Seattle this winter. So that's all for now. Follow all our coverage, our Blue Jay coverage, not just men's basketball. We've got all the sports covered at omaha.com. Subscribe to the paper if you haven't already. And thanks for watching.